That is a picture of a man. Please thank Bob Lavari for making this ASMR video possible. Thank you, Bob. Thank you. Thank you, Bob. A man. Excuse me as I remove pubes from my table. Hello, everybody, and welcome to whatever the hell this is. This is going to be the worst Apple unboxing you have ever seen on YouTube. So, for a very long time, I had the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Actually, technically, as of now, I still have it. And it was great. It was the best iPhone I've ever owned. Now, I'm iPhone and Android agnostic. I love things about Android. I have a Galaxy S25 Ultra. I love things about iOS. Hence why I had an iPhone 15 Pro Max for 2 years. And I gotta say, even to this day, if it wasn't for the incentive that Verizon was running, I would have been just fine keeping my Pro Max. The incentive, by the way, is if you trade in your Pro Max, your 15, they'll give you $1,100 towards the 17 Pro Max. So I was like, yo, okay. I've been happy with the 15 Pro Max, but it is 2 years old at this point, and even though it's been running great, with an incentive like that, I might as well jump on it and update, because if the battery goes on that, let's not get into how batteries are not replaceable, but nonetheless, welcome to the world that we live in. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to jump on that for $1,100 credit. They put it in your phone bill, so I'll have a few months without paying for the phone bill, so I'm not complaining. Nonetheless, the incentive, I think that's what the incentive, I still have to mail out the other phone. Nonetheless, the incentive made me jump on this. Now you're probably wondering, Rich, why the hell is there also an iPad Air here? Why is there an iPad Air? Why are you rubbing the box? Maybe I like rubbing the box. This is an ASMR video, and it's a large box that I want to rub. Maybe I'll do some tapping too. Man, tapping. Anyway, alright, that's weird. I don't even like doing it as a joke. When I was there was a couple cool things that happened. I was in an old plan that was actually more expensive, and I didn't get less bandwidth. It wasn't on much less. If I want to use a Wi-Fi hotspot, I got a huge increase in how much data. I think it's 200 gigabytes now for a Wi-Fi hotspot, which I could probably still go through that in like a day, I think, but nonetheless, cool. So I got a better plan because it's newer, and it actually would be less a month. I would save on it. Then they were like, hey, we're also having, if you could get $500 towards an iPad. They were trying to get me the base iPad, which is fine, but I wasn't interested in that. I'm like, I'm good. He's like, what about an iPad Air M3? And I was like, I don't have to pay anything out of pocket. He's like, no, because the only thing you have to which is how they get you. You get in a contract. It's like, all you got to do is pay the $10 a month for the data that this uses, because this has the cellular chip in it, so you could actually use it just like you can your phone, so long as there's an area with data. And that's actually a pretty cool thing to me. The other reason why I did it, not only would I actually, even with this, still be paying less on my cell phone bill, this is my, I don't know if I would call it infamous, but this is the iPad that I've had on my desk now since 2019. This is the first generation. Man, this thing is a mess. The reason why it is a mess like it is that it's been dead. The screen for a while has had issues where there's like yellow splotches all over. And if anything, this thing is just more of a prop on my desk now. It hasn't been working right. So yeah, I was like, I need an iPad, because especially for the videos I have coming up, I'm going to definitely need something where I have it on my desk and I have it available to go. Like, I'm going to have a bunch of tabs open. I'm going to need to like swipe back and forth, and it's much more practical to do it on an iPad than it is doing it on like even a desktop PC, which I have a screen right in front of me right now. So I was like, okay, I kind of need this. I have an iPad mini as well, and I have, which I use for music production, which I haven't done in a while, but nonetheless, I have a iPad Pro with an OLED screen. And I was thinking about bringing that up here, but not with an OLED screen. One of the reasons why this met its demise is because I'm an idiot. And I take care of my stuff to the point where it's like I treat it like it's a museum piece. It's like an unhealthy OCD thing. I should probably see a shrink about it. But for some reason with this, which is my own fault, I just kind of, because I would just use it all the time. I would forget though in the settings, because I'm a dumbass, because I would have to upload a lot of files from here, and if the screen locked and shut off, it would mess up my uploads. So there would be times I would, turn that off so the screen would stay on, and then I would record whatever I would record for YouTube, and like a dumb person, gotta remember this is still YouTube, I would leave it on for like the screen on for like 12 hours straight, which is, I'm surprised this lasted as long as it did. I gotta give this thing credit. I beat the crap out of it, and it lasted for half a decade of constant use of me forgetting and leaving the screen on all the time, which is my fault. I probably could have had this for like 2 or 3 more years if I took care of it better. Anyway, but I still got my money's worth out of this tenfold, even though that's actually an understatement. So rest in peace, first gen iPad without the Touch ID. It's the first one they had without it had Face ID. You've served me well. Anyway, so I think we'll save this for later. This is the new iPad Air. This is has the M3 processor in there. Yeah, 11-inch M3 processor, 128 gigabytes, Wi-Fi, cellular. So cool, good stuff. I don't know if there's anything I need to blur out there, but now 128 gigabytes is like having a 16 gigabyte smartphone in 2013, or let's say, what would you have at that point? Maybe 32. Like, you could get the job done with it, 128 gigabytes, but it's not ideal. Like, admittedly, even though I'm unboxing these, remember, this is the worst unboxing. Gonna get some chapstick on here. Don't ask me why I need it. Anyway, 128 gigabytes. For what I'm going to be doing with this, there is also that chance no, I actually need it. Never mind. It's not going to my kids. I've given them plenty of iPads and iPad minis throughout the years. Is that I'm just going to be using this basically to read articles from and get notes up and stuff like that. I'm going to have to get a keyboard for this. So it is what it is. I did download, I think, 1 or 2 games on here just to have a little bit of gameplay. But for what I'm doing, it's fine. I have no idea what just downloaded. That's the Steam download. Oh, Wukong Fallen Dynasty. I don't think that's a big deal to have that in the video. So here we go. Now, again, another spoiler. I set this up. There's no reason not to. All I'm gonna have to do is blur 90% of it out anyway, because I'm not showing any personal information. But also at the store, they put a screen protector on here for me because I absolutely wanted that. And this is really impossible to take out of this box. This is like the 3rd time I've done it. So anyway, the least exciting thing is unboxing these products now, because they give you, Apple's always not giving you that much, but hey, at least with their iPads, they're still giving you a power brick, which I find bizarre because the phone is exponentially more expensive than the iPad, but this, they give you a brick with it. Make it make sense. Anyway, here is the cord. I'm not going to unwrap it right now. It's a USB-C cord. Obviously, lightning is gone. Hallelujah. Praise the goddamn Lord. I wish they actually had MagSafe on these, though. Maybe one day we'll get MagSafe on an iPad. I know there's technical reasons and practical reasons. I could see it, maybe people arguing why it would never be on an iPad, but who knows? Maybe in the future, maybe they'll design a different way to have MagSafe on here. Maybe I'll just rub it on my chest hair, and that will be the perfect way to charge it. My chest hair can charge the iPad wirelessly. What am I talking about? I have no idea. But anyway, this is the iPad. Now, Air, I should say. This thing, let me move the box because I'm actually recording this with an iPad mini right now as we speak. Fun little fact. My table clean as I have this on there. I just took a screenshot. Did I mention this is going to be a really bad unboxing? Where is the button? Why is it locked? I do actually like that this has Touch ID instead of Face ID. There's drawbacks to Touch ID as well as drawbacks to Face ID, but I actually kind of enjoy Touch ID in here. It works pretty well. So this, I think the downside, and you do miss it, it's funny, the dead iPad I have over there actually had a 120 hertz screen, is the ProMotion screen. I do actually wish that was on here, but nonetheless, this is having a 60 hertz or 60 FPS refresh rate is perfectly fine. Obviously, I'm not going to show any of my social media on here. Oh, I have Koala on here as well, which is pretty cool. Koala is a music production app that I do use, and I like it. Yeah, I also have Logic Pro on here, Final Cut Pro. You can actually, maybe I'll show this to you. See if I can load something up. You like my Castlevania wallpaper for Koala in the background there? Isn't that awesome? Now, if you go back out here, what's that wallpaper? Check this out, making sure my hands are dry. I just took a sip. That is the gates of Boletaria, the beginning part, I should say, of, well, after the tutorial of the Demon Souls remake. How cool is that? Anyway, so Koala is a music production app. I don't know what the hell that is. I'm not going to play anything, obviously, but you can put things on the pads. It's recording pads. Oh, you heard that? Well, at least I know the mics are working in here, and pretty much use it like a sampler, like you would use an MPC or Roland. I can't think of it right now. SP404. And it's, I think, with all the extra features, $20. Even if you just do music production, I do, I just do it as a hobby. Even if you do it as a hobby from various genres, especially obviously hip hop and rap, get this. It just stop watching this video and go run and get it now. But yeah, this is the iPad Air. Now it's weird because this is an M3, which is a beast of a chip, but it has a 228 gigabytes. So, I mean, music production, you could eke that in. You could get that. But, you know, like I have Resident Evil 2 on here, and I have Resident Evil 4. And this thing is full. It is filled up. Do I have grid on here? Nope. Yeah, this thing is 128 gigabytes. Like I said, is like having 32 gigabytes, or even I would maybe even argue 16 back in 2013. But needless to say, I'll show you Resident Evil 4 on here. I have Resident Evil 2 as well. I don't know if that's actually installed though. I'll turn down the volume, obviously. And, you know, you can actually, it's crazy because I believe this has 8 gigabytes of RAM. The very powerful M3 processor. But it's kind of I mean, again, I think it's a great deal for what I'm going to be using it for, and you can't beat having cellular connectivity and Wi-Fi, and I needed a new iPad anyway. But having this powerful processor, and you can't really install anything to take advantage of it, is it's kind of a tease, some would say. All right, let's play some Resident Evil 4 now. Alright, so this is Resident Evil 4 for the iPad, and I'm going to play some Mercenaries. This is why I kind of did this setup for all of these before I started recording, because it would have just been a waste of your time. So you're going to see Resident Evil 4 performs great on here. With the M3 processor that's in there, the graphics are very capable, but the problem is that you don't have the storage. Comes down to the storage. I filmed this actually at a different angle, and yeah, let's go. filmed this at a different angle. It's tough trying to talk while you're getting killed. And it didn't work out too well, but I think this angle is going to work out better. There's a lot of men around me. These men are making my life difficult because I could barely see. Because I had to also lower the brightness, and I'm playing this at a very bizarre angle. But as you see, it runs great, and I absolutely love playing this mode. Jesus. Which name is not coming to me right now. But I absolutely adore the remake of Resident Evil 4 for some reason. Oh man, I'm getting messed up right now. I keep starting this game from the beginning and never completing it. I don't know why. But I love playing mercenaries. And that's the thing that usually distracts me. But I definitely want to beat this story mode on this. I don't even really know what I'm doing right now. I'm playing really terrible. In my defense, I am playing at a very weird angle, so it's better for the camera. But it runs great on here. It stays at a solid 30. Maybe I've seen some dips. When I got knocked down once, and there was like a bunch of enemies near me when I got knocked down. But that's really it, man. Very impressed with this iPad. And like I said, its main purpose will be having notes and articles up there for me when I'm making videos. So it'll definitely serve that purpose, and having cellular connectivity is pretty awesome. Very impressed with this. Very happy that I took them up on that offer, Verizon. And now it is time to move on to the iPhone 17 Pro Max. By the way, did I mention that the screen on the iPad Air that I have there is HDR capable, even though it's not OLED? It is. So here is my unboxing. Did I mention these are terrible unboxings of the iPhone 17 Pro Max? Like I said, I got this because they're giving me an $1,100 credit for my 15 Pro Max, which is still an absolute beast of a phone. The battery is still pretty damn good in it, and I was pretty happy with it, but I couldn't say no to that deal. So as you see, I got the blue. If I could take it out without scratching it. Did you hear about that, by the way? Did you hear that people are reporting that this back scratch is really easy, and the color, especially on this one, of course, if any kind of abrasion, you see the metal under here, because and of course, yeah, it's aluminum again, I believe. Is that the whole thing? This is aluminum. Whatever. This is an ASMR video, not a review. Cool and all. What I'm hearing is because they didn't anodize the aluminum as much as they should, I think. I could be wrong about all of this. People are reporting that even after a few hours of like using the MagSafe charger, that this is getting scratched up. So literally, after I show you around it, I'm gonna put it in a case, probably right on camera. So there is that. So the interesting thing is that with this generation of iPhone, almost called it an iPad, all three of the cameras are 48 megapixels now. And it has up to 8 times optical like zoom. It's not actually physically 8 times optical zoom. It's, I guess, whatever they're doing with the processor in here in image processing. The image looks really good if you click the 8x zoom button. So that's nice. The video quality on here, from what I've seen so far, is awesome. And so yeah, you have nice sensors all around on the back now. Again, the issue with the scratching, it's really crappy and unacceptable, but nonetheless, it is what it is. Here is the cord that it came with. It's a USB-C cord. And that's all you need to know. Oh well, a YouTube notification, very exciting. Swipe that away. Face ID, there you go. So here is the screen. The screen on it is gorgeous. They definitely, it seems like anyway, for my 15 Pro Max, I think the bezels are smaller. The nice thing about this too is the front-facing camera, I believe, is 18 megapixels. Whatever, it has a very nice picture. My 15 Pro Max had a pretty damn good front-facing camera as well. And you could hold this vertical now and take a 16:9 video. Maybe that was a thing on the 16 and I just missed it. This has center stage for the front-facing camera now. When I saw that, I almost lost my mind. That is such a game-changing feature for me. Maybe there's an Android phone out there that's done that for a while, where you could have the phone in this direction, and have it take a 16:9 video. But this is my first experience with it, and that to me is a watershed feature. Also too, I love that there is a button now. I think the 16 phones had this. There's a button now where my desk is a mess. I don't know if you could see that here. I'm going to take a picture of the bird. It's a very nice bird. But that feature, man, where, there we go, there's Bob Lavari in the background. Is the screen too bright? It's okay. It's all right. It's a little washed out. But the camera on here is fantastic. It's super quick, and I'll show you too as well. 8x zoom, baby. Now, the 8x zoom is not a physical zoom, of course. Man, that camera, holy crap. I am zoomed in to the table. Look how close I am to the table, and you can see the texture of the mat that close, and it's not getting blurry. It's still focusing. That is wild. I don't think my 15 Pro Max could have done that, but nonetheless, you could also take 4K raw video with this. There were some other crazy features that they were touting that I know I'll never use, but I'm very impressed with the camera, and even more so, I'm impressed with the front-facing camera, big time. That, I was kind of like still, okay, the $1,100 credit, that was a pretty big deal. But I was like, I'm not super excited about this. But then when I started messing with the cameras, and I messed with the front-facing camera and saw how much of a difference it was, impressed wasn't an understatement. I was very, very happy with my investment when I started using the front-facing camera on here. Trying to see, where is grid? I want to play Grid Legends. Here it is. This is Grid Legends. This is the same game you would play on consoles or PC. And I am now playing it on the iPhone. I was about to say 15 Pro Max, but this is the 17 Pro Max. And man, the graphics on here impressive. It is, you know, it's crazy. I forgot to mention with the A19 chip that's in here, the GPU has equivalent performance from what I've heard. If I'm wrong about it, please let me know, man. Oh boy. Oh boy. Which, yes, please. I would like to learn from my mistake there. That was a really bad crash. But the graphics performance of the GPU in the new processor in the Pro and Pro Max, maybe the other iPhones too, I'm not sure, but the graphics performance of the new chip that's in the 17 Pro models, let's just say, is equivalent to the integrated graphics that AMD offers, which is the 890M, which is based on RDNA 3.5 from AMD, and that has 16 compute units. The fact that the GPU is on that level in a phone is absolutely insane. Also, too, I forgot to mention, this has the vapor chamber. Ooh, that was a bad crash. I suck at this game. Can we reverse? Thanks. I am in 17th place. How about we restart? Because this has the vapor chamber, it can actually, which allows them to dissipate more of the, why is this running so slow? Oh, it's just the intro. No, it's not. I have no idea what's going on here. Oh yeah, it is the intro. Oops. Okay, maybe I could get this out. Did I mention this is a terrible unboxing video? Because of the vapor chamber, they could keep the processor from throttling. More so, it'll still throttle, but the throttling will be mitigated because they could dissipate the heat more from the SoC that's in the 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max. So, very capable graphics. As you see, this is again a full-fledged console game running on here. And on top of it, the Pro Max has amazing front and rear facing cameras. So I'm pretty happy with this. Now, I'll keep it real with you. Am I really going to be gaming on my iPhone and playing AAA games? No. I bought a bunch of them because I'm an idiot. This is not reversing again, are you kidding me? Man, I really suck at this game. I'm also playing it again at a weird angle. Not that I wouldn't suck playing it at a normal angle, but I wouldn't suck this bad. But am I going to be playing AAA games on my phone? No. I'm going to play them on something like the Steam Deck, or I'm probably going to get the Xbox Ally X when it comes out. But to know you have that much GPU grunt under the hood and what other developers can do in the future with that GPU grunt for other apps that are made even outside of gaming, that's a pretty big deal. And that's something for people to think about. Okay, I thought I had other games installed on here, but I guess we're going to be doing some Resident Evil for the iPhone 17 Pro Max again. I've actually seen demos with the 17 Pro Max, where, let me just make sure the brightness is okay. Yeah, it's good enough. I believe it is. Yes, it is. Where they got this game to run around 60 FPS. They did some modding to it, and it actually held to 60 pretty much all the time. So point being is that Capcom was, with how powerful, again, if look up the AMD Radeon 890M, that's 890, the letter M, GPU that they have as integrated graphics, and the fact that this can perform pretty similar. Gotta check the screen again here. Maybe I can make it a little brighter. Okay. That looks a little better. But the fact that the GPU in here is so capable is a really big deal. Maybe not even for gaming necessarily, but what it holds for the future, and the fact that actually now I'm actually surprised that Apple put 12 gigabytes of RAM, because they usually are pretty skimpy on putting RAM inside of their products. And admittedly, Apple, they optimize iOS to run really well, so they can get away with having a smaller amount of memory in their products. But now they're up there with like the S20, my S25 Ultra has 12 gigabytes of RAM. And that always used to be a big delta between iPhones or Apple products and other products, is that they would always have less RAM, but however, it was never an issue. I mean, obviously, with more RAM, you could have apps that actually remain open in the background. Like, say you switch between a bunch of apps on your phone or your iPad, or maybe Android phone, or not, and maybe Android phone. A lot of you have Android phones, but maybe an Android tablet, I mean to say. The benefit to that is that more apps will actually stay open. They won't, they look like they're open when you swipe through them, but they're just kind of there as a placeholder. And when you go when you're scrolling through your apps and you click on it, you notice that it restarts. That means it wasn't really in memory. It was just because to save memory, whether it be Android or iOS, like just shuts down the app and just shows you that it was an app that you were using. So having more memory for various reasons is a benefit. Also on top of that too, with how capable the processor is in here, developers are probably going to need more RAM, depending on what they're looking to do. So I mean, if you have this beastly SoC in the phone, but you don't have the memory to truly take advantage of, or the amount of memory you need to truly take advantage of it, it's a problem. But that is not the case. Apple went fairly all in. I'm sure there are Android phones. Like, listen, I have an S25 and I genuinely enjoy Android. I actually prefer Android Auto over Apple CarPlay. But there are things that I prefer about iOS. I'm not biased. I go back and forth is basically my point. I kind of lost my train of thought there because I'm getting into playing the game. But man, this runs fantastic too. And on top of it, this game looks beautiful on an HDR OLED panel. Let me tell you something, playing this on the iPad Pro M4 that I have with OLED is a sight to behold, having a big, beautiful screen. And this game, to me, in my opinion, is one of the best showcases of properly using HDR that I've personally seen. I'm sure there may be better examples, and I just have not seen them. Or maybe I don't like my OLED panel TV that I have. Maybe I simply just have not set that up properly. However, I must say that this game on the iPad Pro screen, the M4 that I have with OLED, is one of the best experiences I've ever seen with HDR. Now, why am I? Oh wow, I got him. Usually, for some reason, even if I shoot him in the head, he always gets me at least once. But I guess he kind of tickled me a little bit there because I did lose a teeny tiny bit of health. Just I used that many bullets. I guess I'll play until we get to the village. Are there men in here? Yes, there are men. I'm going to defeat these men. That is me defeating the man. Here is another man. You are now a unalive man. So where the hell am I going here? I think over here. Yes. And I'm going up the stairs. I just, it was funny. You know what's funny is that there was a really bad version of Resident Evil 4, the original, that was ported over to iPhones ages ago. I think it was that. Yeah, Resident Evil 4. Man, it looked crappy. I remember when they brought, I believe it was BioShock. I never got to play it. I think it was such a bad port that Apple removed it from the App Store. But they had BioShock for here, and I remember losing my mind. Like, oh my god, they're getting a console game to run on a phone? Now, it was a very watered down port. But it existed. I thought it was like, hey, even though the RE4 port, the OG one, I believe, yeah, it was for iPhone, existed. I still thought it was it was terrible, I mean, to say the port. I thought it was cool that it existed. Now, you're getting the full fat experience on your phone. This is the same damn game that you will play on your PC, that you would play on your Series X, that you'll play on your PlayStation 5, or actually this is also on 8th gen consoles as well, I believe, but I'm sure it's crap. This is the same game. This isn't a cut down, portableized experience. And what's amazing to me about that is that think about the games that when they try to bring these games to mobile devices, like the examples I just gave, they were awful. Now you're getting the full fat experience. Technology is incredible, man. It genuinely is incredible. Am I going the right way here? I have no idea. I think I am. Yeah. It'd be interesting to see if they, am I going the wrong way? I swear to God, I feel like I am. Yeah, I'm going the wrong way. Of course. If Capcom, yeah, I'm absolutely, this was, alright, so dumb. If Capcom, maybe I'll do some updates to this where maybe they can improve the resolution, visual fidelity, maybe you have it run at a higher, even if they don't change the settings to take advantage of the extra GPU grunt the 17 Pro has. Maybe they could give it a 60 FPS update. That would be awesome. 60 FPS on here. Yes, let me get through here. I'll end this once I get to the village. Or maybe actually after that, the final thing I'll do is put the case back on. But yeah, look at that, man. It just blows my mind that I'm playing this on a damn phone right now. And the frame rate is remaining pretty steady. I know there's another dude here. Where are you? And you're the one that have to stab him, or else he's gonna come back. There you go. Oh, I always forget that. Well, I know there's a dude in here, right? Oh wow, I didn't think you could actually hit me yet. Oops, I was wrong. Let's grab some items here. Flash grenade. I'm not going to play through the village. I'll stop right when I get to here. God, that looks incredible. You really see the HDR making the picture image pop. Okay, I'll show this. Yeah, look at that, man. Jesus, do you see it on here? Hopefully it's not blown out. It's beautiful. That's not even full brightness. You wouldn't be able to see anything of this without full brightness. All right, now it's time to put the case on this Pro Max, because Lord knows I do not want to scratch this thing. Okay, let me try, is this OtterBox that I got? Yes. It's a Otter box case. It should be pretty simple to put together. You put the rubber right there. All right, that's on. And then that's fully in, right? Make sure buttons. Yep. Beautiful. Okay. It should be easy. Should be easy. Should be easy. And that's oh, I see what it wants me to do there. Come on. Come on, handsome. Go in your hole. All right, there we go. Now, let's see. Oh, wow, that, man, what a do. Some cases were an absolute nightmare to put on. Let's see. Let's see, let's do the, I do it the button test here to make sure I put the case on right. Oh, wait, I see a little bit of weirdness down here. All right, weirdness is gone, I think. Yes. Okay, it's good up there. All right, let's do a button test. Volume down works fine. Volume up works fine. The ringer toggle switch, which you could turn into actually have other features now. Maybe that was on this 16 as well. Works fine. On, off, or power button, whatever you want to call it, works fine. And camera button, let's say, working perfectly. Working perfect. I can't believe you can get that close and get that much detail. That is wild. The quality of the cameras on here has literally justified the purchase of this phone. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is my absolutely terrible unboxing of the iPad Air M3 and the iPhone 17 Pro Max. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe to see more of a large man speaking to you softly and more Bob LaFerry